Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Today we're trying something a little bit different, something I haven't done before, and I'm hoping to make this like a monthly thing, but we will see. We'll see how this one goes. We'll see how your comments are. Today I decided that I would use all of my Shop My Stash products in a tutorial. It sounds pretty cool, right? Sounds like it makes sense, right? If you're unfamiliar with what Shop My Stash is, I will link my latest Shop My Stash, which features all of these products, in the comment section down below or the description box down below so you can watch it. Maybe watch that first if you haven't seen it yet. But basically what I do is I go into my big, huge collection, pull pieces out that I want to focus on for that month and kind of rotate out my everyday makeup drawer. So these are all the products I picked for this round. Okay, the first two products, actually 3 of the facial products, are also in, well, 4, woo, are also in my 2020 Project Pan video. It's another one that if you haven't seen, I will link it down below for you, but I'm basically trying to finish up these products by the end of the year. I should have a pretty fair shot at that, but we'll see. So the first one that I'm using as my facial primer is by First Aid Beauty. It's the Pores Be Gone Matte Primer. I do really like this because although it's mattifying, I feel like it's also slightly hydrating. And hydration is what my skin is craving right now. It is so dry, but I do still have those areas of my face where inevitably oil starts peeking out through the end of the day. So this is really good because it kind of combats both elements of like that combo skin. Next is an eye primer from NARS. This is my favorite eye primer, although I typically use the one that is clear. And this one has a color to it. It's the light version, which is also good. It just adds, as you can see, like a slight wash of color, which is really nice at canceling out any of those veins or just kind of discoloration in my eyelids. On a day-to-day basis, I typically use powder foundation. I feel like it is just so much easier and so much quicker than a liquid foundation, in my humble opinion. But as part of my Shop My Stash, I did pull out a liquid foundation, so that's what I'm going to use today. This is the Too Faced Peach Perfect Comfort Matte Foundation in the color Seashell. I do feel like this color is a little dark for me, which is weird because it's like one of the lightest colors. It's a little dark for me this time of the year. So this time of the year, I have no tan. I have nothing. Like, this is the fairest my skin will ever be. Granted, I'm not a tanner. I'm not even a self-tanner, but my skin does get like a hint darker in the summertime. So this definitely matches me better then, but I'm gonna use it today anyway. So I do 2 pumps on the back of my hand. This is a fairly new foundation for me. I typically use, if I'm gonna pull out a Too Faced foundation, it's just their regular Born This Way, which is also a really good foundation. But this one has just a slightly more matte finish and it has that peach smell to it, which is kind of nice. So I do really like, I like them both. I feel like they're both really good. This is definitely more, well, mattifying, obviously, but it's also just a little bit more like, I don't want to say comfortable because the Born This Way is comfortable as well, but I don't know, it just feels nice. I just like the way this looks. I also think this works really well in photography. So if you're doing like flash photos, this works really good. I'm also gonna drag it down my neck ever so slightly just because it is a little bit darker than my skin tone right now and I don't want there to be like that obvious, you know, foundation line. So I'm gonna drag it down a little bit. The Urban Decay Naked Skin Concealer is part of my 2020 Project Pan. So my goal is to finish this up this year. It's a really good concealer though. I'm not trying to finish it up because like I don't like it. I'm just trying to finish it up because I have so many other concealers that I just really want to dig into. So I'm trying to finish this one up so it doesn't go bad, but it is very good coverage, I think. I wear the color 20CP. Every under eye concealer I use, I have to set just because I do have, you know, expression lines under my eyes. Call them wrinkles if you want, but I do have to set them. So the Laura Mercier Secret Brightening Powder I've had for a while. It's an adored product of mine, but I pulled it out during Shop My Stash because I hadn't used it in a while, and a lot of people that I watch on YouTube have started talking about this lately. Like it's a new thing, and it's not a new thing, but it's new to them. So I'm like, you know what? I want to pull that out. And you only need the ittiest, bittiest bit to set your under eyes. And I really like it a lot. So the only thing I don't like about it is the fact that it is a loose product. So it is just, you know, it's kind of messy, but it still works really well. To set my whole face, I'm gonna use another product that is in my project pan for 2020. It's Hourglass Dim Light. Now this is an ambient lighting powder, so it doesn't have to be used as an all over facial powder. In fact, well, sometimes I do, sometimes I don't. It depends on what look I'm going for. But it has just a little bit of a like radiant luminosity to it. And if you're oily skinned, it's gonna give you that extra but if you're dry, it really does just kind of bring the life back to your skin and add a little bit of just that natural ambient like luminosity without glowiness. Do you know what I mean? It is really pretty, and if you're the right skin tone, it works really well as an all over setting powder. Otherwise, I will typically just kind of focus it on my cheeks right here or anywhere I want to bring that little bit of light, so maybe like right here, those parts of my face. For brows, I'm going to use a product. This is the Hourglass Arch Brow Micro Sculpting Pencil in the color Blonde. Blonde? Is that the color I meant to get? I think it is the color I meant to get. I'm a huge fan of the original Hourglass brow pencil that has kind of like the triangular shaped tip. I was going to buy that one, and then I saw this one on the Sephora website. Now, I bought this the day it launched, which was probably like 5 months ago. I put it in my drawer and I never touched it. And I think it's because sometimes with new products that are so new, it's kind of intimidating, and it's like, well, I'd rather use something I'm comfortable with, that I know works, that I could do my brows really fast with. And it kind of prevented me from pulling out a new product that I, spent a lot of money on, so why am I not using it? But I have been using it in the Shop My Stash. Because I pulled it out and Shop My Stash, I have been using it quite a bit these past couple of days, and it actually works really well. So it doesn't have a pencil tip. It has kind of like a flat micro tip, which is really, really useful for creating that like natural hair look on your eyes. It's also really helpful in carving out your brows. So as you can see, my brows are pretty much translucent. They're very hard to see. The blonde hair is very blonde. So I really have to carve out my brows first. So what I like to do is outline them first, and then I go in and kind of color them in. And this pencil really, really does help with that. I also, right here in the front, will create like little hair flicks. And this does a really good job of that. I also find that because it is a little bit more creamy than say the Anastasia Brow Wiz, it's easier to glide on, and I can fill in my brows a lot faster. So I'm really enjoying this brow pencil quite a bit. I feel like it works really, really well. Next up is bronzer, and I have two. The reason why I have two is because one of them I'm going to use as a bronzer, and the other one I'm going to use as a contour, but just slightly as a contour because I don't want to like go crazy with contouring. That's just not my style. So the first one is the Soleil Tan de Chanel. This is in my 2020 Project Pan as well. So you're getting a little mixture of Shop My Stash and Project Pan products in this video. This I've had forever and ever. It's probably gone bad if I'm being totally honest. Oh, there's a hair on it. Yeah, I would never give this to anybody, and I would never let anybody else use this because it is definitely probably past its use by date for sure. I don't know what that is. It says 18 months on it. I've had it for like 4 or 5 years. So, but I don't want to waste it because this product was so expensive. So it's a cream bronzer, and typically what I do is I just take a kind of domed big fluffy brush and just kind of use it to overall bronze my face. It works really well. It still smells good too. It still has that typical Chanel kind of perfumey, slightly clean, maybe a little floral. It smells good, but I'm just gonna use that to bronze my face and a little bit down my neck. Now, because this has a little bit of a sheen to it, it's not something that I would ever try to contour with. So I'm gonna go in with Too Faced Milk Chocolate Soleil. Nope, sorry, regular Chocolate Soleil. Just Chocolate Soleil. I pulled this out during Shop My Stash because I haven't used it in a while, but it is a bronzer that I really, really enjoy. It smells like chocolate, which is kind of making me hungry and getting me excited for Valentine's Day, just because I know chocolate is around the corner. But I'm just going to take a little tiny bit of that on like a flat kind of, brush like this. And I'm gonna very, very slightly just add a little bit of a shadow right here under my cheekbone. Just a little bit. Nothing crazy. One of the blushes I pulled out during Shop My Stash is this Charlotte Tilbury Chic to Chic. I always want to say Chic to Chic, but it's Cheek to Chic in Sex on Fire. Now this is something that I purchased because I love nude blushes. I don't know what it is about like slightly plummy mauvey nude blushes, they just speak to me. So this is right up there in my alley. And instead of using it like she suggests, where you put a little bit here and a little bit on the apples, I just swirl it all together and put it all on together. For highlight, this is part of my 2020 project pan also. It's the Stila Heaven's Hue highlighter in the color Kitten. The reason why I wanted to use this up is because it is one of those kind of creamy, putty-like products, and it's huge. It's gonna take me forever to go through this, but I wanted to see just how much I could actually use in a whole year. You know what I mean? So I'm gonna take a little bit on my brush, and I am very generous with this. I just like, you know, get as much as I can on my brush and put it on the high points of my cheeks. God, it's really pretty though. It's just that perfect color. Next up is lips. So I'm actually going to use a combination of a couple of things. So I don't pull lip products in to Shop My Stash because I have so many of them that I try to use a new one every single day. Therefore, I just reach in, grab a new one every day. I don't bother pulling them into my Shop My Stash. So I have a couple of new lip products, but it's not really new. So this is MAC's Syrup. Now the tube is new. I have a box. You're like, what do you mean it's not new? It looks new, but this is a repurchase. And I just decluttered my lipsticks and I pulled out like 60 of them, which was half of my collection. And I had enough MAC lipsticks to go do back to MAC. If you're familiar, basically you take 6 empty MAC containers to a MAC store and they will let you pick out a brand new lipstick. So I ended up swapping out 24, I know, MAC lipsticks, and so I picked out 4 new lipsticks, and instead of getting new ones, I just got ones that I knew I loved, old kind of repurchases. So this is MAC's Syrup, and I love this. It has like a slight purple undertone, which I think will go really good with the blush. And this is a luster finish, so it gives you just that extra shine and comfortableness. So I know it's weird, but I put lip liner on after lipstick. So for lip liner, I'm gonna use my Charlotte Tilbury Lip Cheat in the color Pillow Talk 2, which is a medium color. So she has this whole new Pillow Talk line. It's amazing. I did a whole video on it that I can also link down below for you. But the medium one goes perfect with syrup. Now I'm gonna set all of this with my Urban Decay All Nighter. I do have a setting spray in my Project Pan 2020 Project Pan, but I'm gonna save that. Now eye palettes are another thing that I don't pull into my Shop My Stash, and you're probably like, Melissa, when are you gonna do your eyes? This is a really weird process. So I'm actually gonna film a separate video using this palette right here. It's the Natasha Denona Love palette. That video is going to go up before this video. I'm gonna try to post this one on Valentine's Day. So another video I'm gonna link down below for you is me doing my eyes with this palette. The reason why I don't pull palettes into Shop My Stash is, again, I have so many of them that I don't wanna focus on just one palette every month, because then I won't be able to touch some of those other palettes that I really wanna get to. And this is a new one. So sometimes I do pull in like glitter shadows or like little tiny palettes, things like that. But for the purpose of this video, I am gonna go ahead and pop into another video to do my eyes, and then I'll come back to this and show you the finished look. Okay guys, popping back over to show you the finished look. I really like the way this eye look came out. I think it looks so pretty. These pinks in this palette, really good. I hope that you guys enjoyed this video. I really like being able to showcase products that I already have, that you might already have, and kind of showing you how I use, you know, everyday makeup and try to recycle and go through my products as much as I can. So if you like the concept of this video, let me know in the comment section down below so I can keep trying to film them for you monthly every time I do go Shop My Stash. But other than that, I think that's all for now. So thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll talk to you next time. Mwah!